Zoho is a private company headquartered in India with roots going back to 2005. They offer a full suite of cloud software for business, but what really made it popular in my view is the free hosted email that they launched around 2009. Hey, this is Ryan from Web Eminence, and in this video I'll give a quick overview of Zoho Mail features and the setup process. And before we jump into the setup, let me click on pricing here at zoho.com/mail, and here you can see what's kind of captured everyone's attention and made Zoho pretty popular is their free option for Zoho Mail. So this allows you to have a custom domain for your email accounts, and here you see they have 25 users for their free account and 5 GB of combined storage per user. So they have 25 users on the free level, and there's 5 GB of combined storage per user. So combined means across all of these different applications like mail and documents. Each user gets 5 GB of storage. There's a 20 MB attachment limit, and then you have access to some of these other apps like Docs, Connect, which I may show you a little bit of, but this is going to be mainly focused on Zoho Mail. So you're going to be able to have email on a single domain, and that's going to be one of the first parts of the setup. So I'm going to go ahead and click sign up. So here you can sign up with a domain you already own, and you can buy a new domain name here. I've already entered my domain name and my information, so I'm going to go ahead and click sign up. I had to verify my phone number with a text message code, so I actually had to change my number to a mobile phone mobile number and then get that text message, and then I verified with a code, and it took me right to this domain setup. So I'm going to go ahead and select GoDaddy. You see you can select some different domain and hosting providers here, and there's a few verification methods. So basically they're trying to verify that you are the owner of the domain name that you selected to use. So there's some different methods here. I'm going to show you how to use the CNAME method in GoDaddy. And what you'll need to do is copy this host here and go to your GoDaddy account. I'm already logged into my GoDaddy account, and I'm in the DNS management for the domain name I'll be using for the Zoho Mail account. You're going to click add, select CNAME under type, and then paste in the host. And you'll need to go back to Zoho Setup, copy this value here, and paste it in the points to box. You can leave this at 1 hour, click save. And this could take a few minutes to propagate the change, but we should be able to go back to the Zoho Setup in a few minutes. You see they have some instructions here if you need to go through it a little bit slower. I'm going to click proceed to CNAME verification, and it's not working yet, so it probably means I just need to give it a few more minutes. So I just did it again about 2 minutes later, and it looks like it worked. I'm going to click verify now, and they're asking me to confirm the username that I want to use to create my email address. I'm going to click create account. The next step is adding users. And like I said, when we were looking at pricing, you could add up to 25 users with a free account currently. I'm going to go ahead and click skip for now. You'll be able to add users later if you want. You can also create groups, which I'm going to skip for now. The next step is setting what's called the MX records, which basically tells your domain provider where to point your email to, so that when people try to send you email, the DNS registry knows where your email is located. So for this, we're going to go to GoDaddy again. I'm going to copy this first address. We're going to enter these 2 records. So there's one on this line and one on this next line. I'm going to copy this one, go back to GoDaddy, and this time we're going to add MX records. So I select MX. The host is going to be the @ symbol. Points to, you can paste in what you copied, and the priority is 10. Then we're going to click save and add one more MX record. So you select MX, host is @ symbol, points to, you can paste in the same, but add a 2 after the X. and the priority on this one will be 20, and you click save. And again, these changes can take a few minutes to propagate. I'm going to go back to the domain setup, and you can click MX lookup, and it looks like it already found the records and says they're okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and click next. There's one more record that you can skip, but I'd recommend adding it. It's called an SPF record, and it helps to verify that Zoho is allowed to send mail on behalf of your domain, and it helps cut down on email spoofing and make sure that your emails are delivered to all different email hosting platforms. So this will be done in GoDaddy as well. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this text value. Go back to GoDaddy and add a text record with that value that was copied and the @ symbol, and then click save. So I went ahead to the next section, which is email migration. There's some instructions for migrating your email to this new Zoho Mail account. So this is useful if you had this email address on other email hosting previously. I'm going to go ahead and skip that for now. And the next section is mail client configuration. So if you're using a mail client like Outlook, Thunderbird, Apple Mail, or anything else, you can follow these instructions and use these settings to set up your email accounts on a client. You can also use this to set up mail on your phone, but keep in mind Zoho does have an email app that I will show you briefly. So that's actually the next step. I'm going to go ahead and click next, and they talk about Zoho Mail Admin app and Zoho Mail app. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Zoho Mail app, just see if we can see some screenshots for what it looks like. So this will be included for anyone with Zoho Mail. You can download this app on Android and iPhone and use it to access your mail account. So I'm going to skip that in the setup for now, but all you really do here is download to your phone and then go through some steps to log into your account. It says my basic setup is complete, and I can basically click this green button here to go to Zoho Workplace. It shows me all the apps I have available. I'm going to go ahead and click on Mail so I can see what their mail app looks like. This is basically their webmail application. So they give you some information, just some startup tutorials. One of the features I've noticed is they have something called Stream that you might want to look into, and it allows you to collaborate with people on emails without necessarily forwarding or copying them on emails. It actually looks like a pretty cool feature. So I'm going to go ahead and click See It Later to get out of there. So like I said, this is the first time I've seen this webmail app, but it looks pretty basic. Here's what it looks like to compose an email. You have your folders on the left, inbox, streams like I mentioned, and I think streams would only be available to use with other Zoho users. So if you had a large group or a small company that was all using Zoho, you could use the @mention in emails to collaborate with people about an email conversation without actually emailing them. So that's really all there is to the Zoho Mail setup. You see there's some complicated steps, but they do provide you the instructions, and if you follow through my video you should be able to set it up pretty easily. And you never really know how an email client is or how a webmail application is until you're using it in your daily email tasks. So I can't really say too much about how Zoho works on a daily basis when you're working in it, but just from looking at it briefly, it looks like a pretty well laid out interface, easy to use. And I saw a bunch of settings up here that's going to allow you to change any settings you need. You can access a calendar, tasks, some notes, and manage your groups. So overall, I'd say it's pretty good value for being free, and the limitations that they set on you are not so stringent that you're going to need to upgrade very quickly. I'm sure a lot of people will do fine with their free account for the long term. I use Google G Suite for my email, and I do plan on writing a pretty detailed blog post comparing Zoho to Google G Suite Mail. And I do plan on writing a pretty detailed blog post comparing Zoho Mail to email provided by Google G Suite. So make sure to check the link below the video and read that for more details if you're comparing Google G Suite to Zoho Mail. And make sure to subscribe. I do plan on reviewing some of the other Zoho software products that they offer on their platform. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, like this video if you found it useful, and I'll see you on the next video.